Hi guys, welcome to the last and final video of the OCS series. I wanted to come up here to say that I've officially graduated OCS. I'm now a second lieutenant, and I'm very happy to have shared the experience with you guys. And like I mentioned, this will be the last video for OCS playlist. So hopefully, I remember most of the things we did. It's been a while, I would say. It's been like 2 weeks since I graduated. I've just been very busy with my personal activities and stuff like that. So I apologize for not posting this anytime soon. But if I'm looking down, only because I am looking at the training calendar, because like I mentioned, it's been some time and I want to make sure I'm giving you guys the right information here. So this video is for week 11 and 12, which is also week 12 is the graduation week. So I wanted to come up here to kind of explain to you what we did prior to graduating. So on that Monday of week 11, we did our DD 214, which is also out processing, meaning so all of us were enlisted before this. So even the O9 Sierras, you are going to be enlisted. So some of us were like specialists or sergeants. So what the DD 214 is pretty much discharging you from the enlisted contract so that way you can commission as an officer when you graduate. So we did that one of the buildings here at Fort Moore. And, make sure if you are in service though, make sure you have all your awards, certificates, anything from like your deployment or anything like that, because once you get to the building, the out processing building, they're gonna want you to bring out all the information that you want in your DD 214. So I recommend bringing those paperworks just to make sure they have all the right information for you. And then for the O9 Sierra, we really didn't need to do much. We were just there to sign off on everything. So they're gonna have like your basic training date when you went to Fort Moore and stuff like that. So make sure everything is correct before you sign it. But other than that, it was pretty painless for us at least. But for the in-service, it was a little bit difficult, especially with the corrections that they had. So just keep that in mind. But for the week 11 and 12, we weren't really doing much. So it's not like it's taking up a lot of your time because you're really not doing anything. And then on that Tuesday of week 11, that's when we did the staff ride. So I don't know if you remember from the previous week video, I was mentioning that we are going to have the staff ride, which is sort of like a field trip in one of the places here, like historic places here in Georgia. So we went to Andersonville, like the Andersonville prison, and each one of the people had their part of the field trip, and then we just kind of had to explain it whenever we went to the stop. So that was pretty fun actually, because we went off post and it's a different scenery, and it was good to learn more about the history of some of the places here in Georgia. And then after that, we had on Wednesday, so we had the transportation brief for our National Guard reserves and for in-service folks that are going back to their unit. So they just had like a brief about what your ticket is going to look like, where you're going to get the ticket, how you're going to get it and stuff like that. So I know some of my friends went to those briefing, and you're probably going to sit there and make sure your ticket information is right and wherever you're going is correct for the information that you're going to get. And then for a question for that I think that may come up here in the comment section is, do you have to take the flight that they book for you? You don't have to take the flight they book for you. They are going to book it anyways. So if if you graduate like on a Friday and then you want to leave like on Friday afternoon, but your flight, the government flight isn't until Saturday afternoon, but you want to go home earlier, you can definitely just buy your own ticket and just leave. Or if you live near the base, you can just drive home. Like if your family comes here and they watch the graduation, you just want to go home with them, you can totally just do that. But the government will still buy your ticket and you just won't show up, I guess. So there's that. And then in the afternoon of that Wednesday is when we did our CIF return. So unfortunately, okay, keep in mind, Onai Sierra, if you're watching this and you're an Onai Sierra, keep in mind everything that you're gonna withdraw, withdraw from CIF is they're gonna make you keep it. Okay. I wish I had known that. I wish they would have told me that because all I needed was some iPro. And I was like, I just need the iPro. And they were like, no, you have to draw the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I got the whole thing thinking that I could just return it at the end of the class. But then when we did the CIF turn in, I show up there with like my sleeping system. Those you can return, by the way. So the sleeping system, the helmet, the whoopee and everything, like whatever they gave you, you can return those. But then for like the faces, so there's gonna be like multiple faces that they're gonna give you. So I drew the face one and they legit told me I cannot return that. So I was like, wait, what do you mean? Like, I don't want it. I don't want to bring it with me. I don't want to bring it to Bollock with me. I don't want to bring it. So I was like, when can I turn it in? Can I turn it in like next time I go to my unit? And the lady was like, no, you cannot return it until you retire. I was like, wait, what? So that definitely took me by surprise because I was like, wait, I don't want to bring all this. But anyways, keep that in mind. Maybe I'm able to return that somewhere else. If you're in service and you know the answer, like please put that in the comment. One second, someone is knocking my door. Okay, sorry about that. My friend Martha just came here. I actually work at MCO building now at the infantry school. Just temporarily until I get to my bollock. So he was just talking to me about some stuff. Anyways, moving on from the CIF, we just did our out processing for like the next Thursday and Friday of week 11. And we turn in all the stuff that they give you like in the beginning of OCS. So that's like protractor, map for land nav, a bunch of other stuff you just have to turn in. It's not that big of a deal. Then on that Friday, we also turn in our laptop. So unfortunately, if you're an online Sierra and you're staying here for more, you're not gonna have a laptop. So I recommend having or bringing a laptop with you. That way, once you graduate, you can still use it while you wait for Bollock. And then that was pretty much week 11. It was pretty easy. At this time, obviously, we're on white face already, so we were just going off post, eating out, and just hang out with our friends until they leave. Especially, like National Guard, Reserve, in-service people. You're probably not gonna see your friends again for a couple more months. So just hang out with them. And then from here is week 12. So sorry if I'm looking down. Let me see. So, okay. Oh, yeah. So on that Monday, we did our DX. So for everybody, including in-service, online Sierra, National Guard, whatever, you get a DX of your uniform. Wait, no, array. Never mind. If you're in service, you can only get 2 free uniform, but you can't DX your uniform. But if you're online Sierra, and your active duty National Guard or reserves, then you can DX your uniform because you just came from basic training, if that makes sense. Hopefully I didn't confuse you guys. So everybody in OCS though get 2 free uniform, the regular ones, not the summer. You will get those 2 uniform for free and also new boots, but they're basic training boots, so I really don't know if you want that. And then after that, on Tuesday is another trip to CIF if you forgot something or you weren't there when we were turning in some stuff. And then we also had our battalion AAR with the commander. So pretty much, we just talk about how can OCS be better, how can the company be better, and stuff like that. So that's the time where it's mostly a discussion, honestly, between you and the cadre and what you thought about the course and what you think can be improved for the next class and stuff like that. And then after that is when we did our on a Wednesday is when we did our graduation run. So we pretty much run almost like 5 miles, I think, with a pace of like 9-minute mile. Maybe a little bit faster, but it wasn't bad. I mean, uh, it's not a graduation requirement, but it is good not to fall out during that run. So I'll definitely recommend still training for like the last couple weeks of OCS just because you know what I mean? Like you don't want to fall out. Anyways, there's that, and then the next day after that is the formal. So we pretty much just did like graduation rehearsal on Thursday, and for graduation rehearsal we just did it during the week, during the morning time. And then in the afternoon, you can spend time with your family because a lot of people's family came here on Wednesday because that's technically the family day. So they came here, and then Thursday afternoon they can go ahead and spend time with their family and stuff like that. So it wasn't too bad. We went to MCO building, and that's where our graduation was. It was honestly super pretty, super nice. Although the hurricane kind of like affected us a little bit. It didn't really change that much. We just had to do the formal like in one of the classroom, but we still had the food and stuff, so we just still had fun and made the most out of it. And then for the graduation, we did go to the MCO building still, so it wasn't canceled, even though we thought it was gonna get canceled. So that was pretty much it. So for any questions that I think you guys may have, is on Friday is our graduation started at 1300, and I think it ended by like 14:30 at the least. So if you are booking a flight home, I definitely recommend booking it like later, because even though I say like it's only gonna take an hour and a half, you still need time to like prepare and get the rest of your stuff from your room. So we did have to turn in our sheets, pillows, all that stuff, and then you have to empty your room before you move out. For online areas like myself, we have to stay here at Fort Moore. We cannot leave, unfortunately. We can't go back home and stuff like that. But they do have hometown recruiting, which I'm gonna talk to you guys about in a little bit. So we do have to stay here. So we're technically just staying here until our bollock date is, and then we're just gonna be on details. Like I said, right now I'm on detail to help out with the public affairs at the MCO building for the infantry school, and we're just pretty much each and every one of us have their own details. So some people they're like EXO for other companies. Some of them work at S3 or S1 or S6. Depending on your job, you can kind of land a detail or a temporary position that correlates more with the job that you're gonna have. Um, and then about the hometown recruiting is, so for us in the SOP, it did say that you have to be in the commandant's list to do the HRAP, but honestly, for the people that didn't make commandant's list, I still recommend like reaching out to your recruiter and asking if you can just help them out and sending it up, because I don't see like what's the it wouldn't hurt if you just try it, because I think the BC will still approve that. So I don't know. I think you should still try it, but ultimately I would still try to be in the commandant's list just in case like there's a bunch of people that are going there and they need to make a choice like who's gonna go. So I still recommend like doing good in your classes. That way you can go to HRAP and spend some time back home without getting charged any leave. And we are gonna have a block leave in the next couple months for Christmas, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. If you want like a day in the life with me here as an officer, as an online Sierra after OCS, let me know in the comment. That way I can let you guys know what we do here. I do live in my barracks now. I don't have a roommate right now, so we can just choose our own rooms. And there's not a lot of O9 Sierras at the moment that are not infantry or armor. Another thing, if you do get infantry or armor as your branch, then you can technically live off post or live on post with like another battle buddy if you want, or you can just, if you're married, you can just live off post and like take your family here or something until you finish Bolog. But armor and infantry, you guys have the choice to live off the barracks if you don't want to live in the barracks. But for everyone else, I'm not really sure, but we're not really getting BAH here if you're not infantry or armor. So, for other people, it's just smarter to just live on post in the barracks because we don't have a lot of stuff and we just go to work. And a lot of the time, like, we don't even really work. Like I said, we have like details and stuff, but it's not like it's extensive or hard or anything like that, because really it's just meant for you to do something while you're waiting for Bullock. But anyways, I hope that helped. Oh, another thing is for your AGSU. So I know some in-service may have some questions about like, oh, with AGSU, can I wear like the old, like the blue and black one, the old kind or whatever? You can still wear that. I think it's still allowed until like 2027 or whatever. So just make sure you have like the right patches for here or like your unit or whatever, and you can just show up with those, the dress boots, I think they're called. Or if you're more in the newer side, you can just get your AGSU for basic training and just get all the stuff like sewed on. There's a company called Commandos, and they pretty much will sew on everything you want. Like their main customers are OCS people, so they will just sew on everything that you need for OCS. And they also come here and they give you like the rates of how much it's gonna cost you. So you don't have to worry about it if you don't know what you're supposed to get. And besides, you still don't know what your branch is until like 2 weeks before. So they'll just give you like they'll just charge you the branch that you're gonna get from them. But other than that, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. I did see some of you guys at the DFAC. So thank you for saying hi to me. I appreciate it. I'm really glad whenever people come up to me and say like they watch my video, because it just means that it helped them. And I congratulations for making OCS, and I really wish you all good luck for making, for doing this. And I really hope, and I really wish that you guys can finish OCS without any injuries or anything like that. So good luck. Leave me a comment in the comment section if you have any more questions. But other than that, see ya. Bye.